Welcome back to the special coverage. The countdown is on your screens. It's less than 3 hours to go. And here's a candid admission. Because this doesn't quite feel like the weekend here for us, I actually, Prashant, went to the Asian screens. I kept refreshing the screen saying, there has to be a tariff reaction, there has to be a tariff reaction. Then it struck me that no, it is Saturday. But having said that, it was big news, right? And US markets did react to it. They all saw it coming. It was well spoken about. Yeah. But when the event finally happens, there's still unease around it.
Yeah, there is unease and there is anxiety about what will happen, what shape, what size, etc. But I just want to start with the good news. The good news is that there's no foreigners in the market today because it's a Saturday. They're out, right? And the reason it's good news only is because, I mean, it's just one day. But we're talking, we do this every day. So that it becomes important in that sense in the very near term. So no selling from FIIs largely because they're absent from the market.
Somehow I prefer if the reaction comes out.
Yeah.
I mean, bottling it, I don't know.
Yeah, we get partial reaction today. That's the thing. It's not,
but it is what it is for today, for
yeah.
near-term traders. I think that becomes important. So the point is markets then have the, it's potentially possible that if there is no bad news, it is read as good news. And, you have a decent kind of a move. Remember, from Monday's lows, last Monday's lows, the market is already up about 600 points on the Nifty. We've sort of done that. Now, as we were discussing, the setup is a little anxious because Trump's tariff threats. But the point is, he goes on air every day. There's a press conference and he's sort of said, I'll do it, and then he'll say, I'll do it, he's confirmed it, then he's again confirmed it. Now it has to sort of come through. So in a way, market is prepared, but it's not done till it is done. That's essentially the point in terms of what we will see. Will we see something this weekend? It's possible. China, Mexico, Canada, 25% on Mexico and Canada, and on China, 10%. Remember, there is an important difference I've been making for the last couple of weeks now. With regards to Mexico and Canada, it is largely with regards to that fentanyl issue. You stop the supply of fentanyl, and it's a threat to stop that supply. So it is still serious, but it's not structural. With China, it is different. It's not about, supply of this or supply of that. It's trade imbalance, which is much harder to of course, correct in that sense and correct quickly. And that's, of course, more important for us as well and the rest of the world as compared to Mexico and Canada. Overnight, equities ended lower. S&P was down half. Nasdaq was down about a quarter. Dollar, by the way, moved up after we heard President Trump talking about these tariffs. So we're at about 108.4. And I suspect whenever this comes, maybe dollar goes up a little bit more, but it's already gone into it with about 0.75%, 1% kind of a move. You also had the core PCE number, which was in line, but the data which stood out from there is personal consumption, personal spending, which was super strong. And that kind of reinforces, the state of affairs in the US, which Arvind and Jahangir were talking about as well. Gold has made a new high, so watch out for the gold financiers near term. We hit 28.15, left off at just under 2800. Now, just to circle back and tie in the levels, these are all very near term. We've closed yesterday decisively above the 20-day moving average, which is a short-term level. We've ended near the 40-day exponential, which is 23,577. The close is 23,508, and that becomes the first number on the way up. Above this, the daily Bollinger Band for the upper level is 23,744. These are, step-by-step levels which the market will have to sort of conquer and take out. Nifty Bank resistance is at the 40-day exponential, which is at 50,018. We left off at 49,587. Again, near-term levels. And here, the daily upper Bollinger Band is 50,187. Support comes in at the hourly average for the Nifty Bank, which is 49,076. So that's the broad screen. I'd like to sort of emphasize again, with no FII, at least today, and if it's a do no damage kind of a budget and maybe a little bit of sprinkling in terms of help for taxation, etc. The mood is, I think, sufficiently somber, as I've been saying, that the market may not do all that badly. We may even get a bit of a move higher. Surabhi.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the positive. I don't want to be, the one to talk about the negative, but just have to mention that some of the bank earnings that came in yesterday after market hours, they're not too good. And even if you're looking at IndusInd Bank, yes, we know they've had an MFI issue, but guess what? The final numbers that are getting reported are really showing up the pain. Credit costs up 40 basis points. NIMs have fallen below 4%. There's a rise in the gross NPA level. So some of these banking numbers are sort of making
you can see it in the comments coming from Delhi. No longer is it that the Reserve Bank was the one which was dampening the market. Yes, they slowed the market, but that was probably needed. The language has changed because the numbers, as you point out, some trouble.
Yeah.